Now, it's been a wee while since the last update, but bear with me, we are making progress, and this week most of it was on my lonesome as my mate was away. So today I'm just going to try whip off the steering wheel. So I've removed the horn, and that looks like the only nut I have to undo. And then I'm going to remove this. Yeah, I probably won't get too much more done today, seeing as it's fairly late in the day. It gets dark pretty early and the weather has been trash. We'll see how we go. Now, this is the best way to remove the steering wheel, well, as far as I can tell in my limited experience. It took a few taps with a hammer and a bit of a shake and off she came. I could imagine sitting in the driver's seat, yanking on it, you'd probably end up with a bloody nose pretty quickly. So next up I removed the steering box, and well, first off I had to remove everything attached to it. So that was getting rid of the split pins, the locking washers, and then chucking on the breaker bar and cranking off the nuts. And as you can see here, the arm that comes out of the steering box was really stubborn, so I actually gave up on that for a while and decided to tackle the other things on the firewall, like the brake and clutch fluid reservoir. Came back and hit it from a slightly better angle with a bit more oomph, and it came off straight away. And then I managed to get the rest of the nuts and bolts out, although the old girl put up a bit of a fight as some of these were in really hard to reach places, so it was back to the old ratchet and ring spinner. So I'm going to take out the floorboards. I've only got a couple bolts in each one, and then the plan today is to rip out the firewall and get it inside. Now, I'm guessing these things are notoriously easy to steal. I mean, look how quickly I can remove a door. I mean, back in the day, I guess people weren't carrying around battery-operated rattle guns, but I might have to replace the standard bolts with Torx keys, as I'm guessing your standard thief doesn't carry around Torx keys, but hey, maybe that's just wishful thinking. Now, I'm sure this was just one of those temporary bush repairs, like I'll fix it when I get home, but it just never happened. It's a pretty funny looking spade to me. So next up, I'm going to undo these 3 on each side. And in case you guessed it, I'm just looking for everything that needs to be undone bolt by bolt, and then undoing them, and then hoping everything comes loose. I mean, I have a manual, but I haven't really looked at it at this stage, as it's not going to help me undo these bolts any faster. And I'm sure you can tell just by the look on my face after I climb out from under the Land Rover, which has been showering me with mud, just how happy I am. I actually missed a single bolt, so I'm going around undoing all these things. I need to put some safety glasses on because there's so much mud and shit under here. Once I've undone all these, there's one up in here sort of hidden in behind, and then the firewall should come off. And unfortunately, we didn't have quite enough muscle to remove the firewall, so I had to wait for one of my mates to come around and give me a hand in the morning, but I didn't get this on camera. Oh, we don't need to take that off. Yeah, no, that's already there. I thought this was the handbrakes. I'll put it on there. Luckily for me, I've got a good mate Miles, and he came around and helped me remove the rest of the cab. But this just entailed smashing the piss out of some of the nuts and bolts with a rattle gun, and there were a couple which were a bit harder to get to and required a ring spanner and a crescent. From there we just took the cab off, chucked it in the garden, and then got to see firsthand what 56 years of road grime looks like. But after a little bit of a scratch with the exhaust hanger bracket, yeah, she looks pretty mint underneath.